Much like the argument for chivalry, I'm of the belief that hospitality is not dead. Admittedly, there's nothing like worldwide restaurant closures and restrictive measures that alter hospitality as we know it. But still, hospitality leaks through in the details. Hello, Lasse Sorensen.
I'm gonna miss you, bro.
I miss you too. What's up?
Hey, you leaving tomorrow, right? I want to be over here with these people over here at my house. So,
I'm not quite sure I'm following.
for me, probably.
No, I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Okay.
Okay, what?
If we go there, we have dinner, we jump back home.
I'm flattered, Tony, really.
What do you think about that?
I love it. I'll be there in about 45 minutes.
What do you say?
I've mentioned it before. In the hospitality business, there's an unspoken bond, an understanding as old as time itself. When someone in the industry calls, we drop everything to help one another out. Who else could you expect to walk into a kitchen they've never cooked in and feel right at home? Only another chef. That should be a part of the definition of hospitality.
Food is love, food for our community.
Even so, when Tony Pietoso personally invites you to dinner, you get there by any means necessary and as quickly as possible. Because the chance of holding court with the King of Clayton, now that's an offer I can't refuse.
Let me tell you something, Lester. It's got to look like a show.
Yeah.
You know, what
Absolutely.
everybody feels important. Think about it.
As a chef, I need to stay curious in order to evolve. For me, that means looking beyond a good meal to learn more about who made it and what inspires them to cook.
La comida es amor.
Every great city has great food. I'm going on a journey around the world, right here in St. Louis. I'm on a quest to find passionate chefs who cooks from the heart.
It's exciting.
And I think it's the best.
To prove that food is love. And it's gonna be delicious. Food is love. Love your food. There is a reoccurring theme in movie plots that defines the lead as an underdog, an unlikely hero, facing and overcoming almost impossible odds. The truth can be more amazing than fiction. I've seen it so many times myself right here in St. Louis. I'm on my way to one of my favorite restaurants in the city, and one that has a history here in Clayton, a place where I have celebrated many anniversaries and countless meals over the years. But today, I'm stopping in to spend time with the owner of Café Napoli, an immigrant that came to St. Louis as a teen with no family connection and nothing to his name. Italian restaurateur Tony Pietoso has been serving food in Clayton for more than 30 years now. St. Louis has a long history of Italian American families. In neighborhoods like The Hill, Italian influence makes up a large part of the city's food and restaurant identity. But Tony's story is not one of those. So exactly how does one go from an orphan immigrant to the King of Clayton? That's exactly what I hope to find out myself. Scene 1, the introduction.
Lester!
Tony, how are you?
Hi, buddy.
Good seeing you.
So good to see you. How you been, all right?
Good.
Good. Have a nice table for us.
Table 18?
Yes.
That's my favorite
How did
table.
you know that? It's mine too.
It is?
Yes. Sit down, please.
I love this table.
So do I. You know why, don't you?
Well, I mean, you know, we are restaurateurs, right?
Yeah.
And we like to see what's going on in the restaurant all the time.
I can see everything.
This is the perfect table.
Absolutely.
You can see people go in the kitchen, coming out of the kitchen. It's
And you
perfect.
can see what kind of service my staff is doing.
Yeah.
You catch everything. I love to teach people service and food. Sometimes maybe I'm a little harsh, but
Yeah.
you know what? Well, as you know, in this business, you have to sometimes. You know? So,
yeah, absolutely.
so it's your responsibility to make sure that they have a great experience. You know, everybody sits at your table, treat them like that's your mom and dad.
Yeah.
And not only that, how you want to be treated.
His broken English and warming laughter is a big part of the dining experience here. An experience that's been shared by people like Tony Bennett, Sammy Hagar, and countless professional sports figures.
You know, we have a lot in common.
We do?
Yes. You're an immigrant. I'm an immigrant.
Yes,
right?
I am. When did you come here?
In 1988.
See, I came in 1970. So I'm on my 51 year of America, this wonderful country. I was born in Naples, okay? That's why it's called Café Napoli. And my mother and my father had 4 kids, of course. I'm the number 1 son. My father was not very well. He was a sick man. So my mother was by herself with 4 kids. So she asked the government to help her, okay, to take care of us. So what they did was they put me and my brother Fortunato in the orphanage in Naples.
Okay.
And then my brother Nick and my sister Maria, okay, they were put in the orphanage in Florence.
So you were separated?
We were separated, yes, because there was too many brothers and for one orphanage to handle. So they split us up. And I didn't see my brother and my sister for many years. One time was a summertime, I never forget. I was home for the first time in many years. And one of the directors of the orphanage in Florence happened to bring my brother Fortunato to my hometown, which is Aversa, for vacation. So that was the first time I met the guy. You know, his name is Al Landis, a wonderful, wonderful guy. This is our carpaccio, as you can see, and it's well done by our chef, John Berger.
Yeah.
It's been with me for many, 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 many years. So I'm there now at the orphanage, and Al Landis comes back to the States. But before he came, he says, you should come and visit the States sometime. He says, you're such a good soccer player, you can make lots of money. I'm 16 years old, I'm not thinking about, I think he's, just saying that to make me feel good, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, okay, sure. For a year later, he actually made this happen. They got my passport done. He sent me the money for the trip, for the airline ticket. I go to the airport. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I missed my plane.
How could that happen?
I can speak English. So I find somebody spoke Italian. I said, so what am I supposed to do? He says, well, you got to wait 3 days before you can catch your next plane. So I wait 3 days. Guess what? I missed the plane again.
I mean, you were in the airport?
For 6 days.
Oh, geez.
For 6 days. Then I said, okay, I'm going to sleep right there by the gate. I'm sure I'm not going to miss my next flight.
I mean, they must have been waiting for you over here.
Yeah. But they know we had no phones, they didn't know what the heck happened to me. They called the orphanage and said, oh, he's gone about a week ago. I had no idea what I was. So they reunited me with Al Landis, okay? And at the same time, he gets a phone call from Lutheran High School North right here in St. Louis. And they want him to be the new teacher of religion and music. So I came with him, and we got an apartment across the street from Lutheran North. And I never forget this. One afternoon, they're playing soccer. I come out, and I start playing soccer. And I got my ball, I'm dribbling the ball, my head, my shoulder, everybody look at me, and I said, the coach wanted to know who I was, and so the coach talked to Al Landis. Said, what can we do to keep Tony here to play soccer? And so when he talked to me the night, he said, they want you to play soccer. I said, yes. I said, but what's in for me? He said, what do you want? I said, I want to learn how to speak English. They had one teacher every afternoon to tutor me one-on-one, and I played soccer.
It's interesting. Another immigrant story with soccer as a driving force. The fact that he made it work here in St. Louis, based solely off of his soccer skills, is even more impressive.
And it was a great experience, and I wanted to do a little more with soccer, but unfortunately, my knees, they went out, and I could not play soccer anymore. So at the time, I had a lot of my friends, everybody was hairstylist. So I said, well, maybe I'll become a hairstylist. Why not? So I investigated, and I said, what the heck, why not? So I became a hairstylist, and I did hair for 5 years. Okay, but I need cash, so I became a waiter. I became a waiter at John Minnie's restaurant, amazing in Clayton.
So how long did you work in that restaurant?
I worked there for about, I would say, 9-10 years.
Okay.
And I left, I went to a French restaurant. And I learned a lot from the French Jean-Claude. L'Auberge Breton, the restaurant was called. La Chateau. But like I said, I enjoy people.
Yeah.
There is nothing better than somebody walks out of here and I say, how was your dinner? Oh my God, Tony, that was the best steak. That was the best pasta. That was the best thing, whatever it is. And that makes my day.
Yeah.
Because, it's not about money. It's about please the people.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. That's what my kids do.
This is not the original location of Napoli. Copenhagen. I mean, what's the chances that I'm sitting here with you today? And you just told me that, and I didn't know that.
I know.
And that's where I'm from.
I know.
I mean,
that's crazy.
It's an omen. It's crazy.
I'm telling you.
It's crazy. Copenhagen. So it was
a
Danish restaurant.
Oh, the Danish restaurant.
In Clayton.
In Clayton.
What kind of food did they have?
I think they had earrings.
Oh, I would have loved it.
I really never really took time to go to this. I think it's been a great ride.
Yeah.
And my kids are doing, and John, my chef, they're doing a fantastic job. I cannot.
But America is a great country, I think.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, and there is so much opportunity here if you want it. You just got to go get it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what a lot of people think, they think the works will come and find you.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You have to go look for work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why when I came from Italy, that's when I say, I'm going to do something for myself.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to be over here, be a waiter. I'm going to do something. I'm going to be somebody. And I was determined to be somebody. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, beautiful, John. That's all we need right there. Perfect.
Did you know that this is my favorite pasta?
Yeah, you told me.
Oh, I love this. Linguine alla vongole. Linguine alla vongole,
Alla
right?
vongole, yes, bravo. E la pasta deve essere al dente. Pasta deve be al dente, otherwise I can eat it.
Well, you can't ask for any more. Good glass of wine. Al dente pasta.
Good company.
Food is love.
Food is love.
How do you say that in Italian?
Cibo e amore.
Cibo e amore. E amore.
E amore.
Yeah. The meal barely over. Tony is excited to show me around the place.
This is where all the magic happens.
Got 24, actually now it's about 30 burners.
So you can do a lot.
For the cheese and the sauce and goes out. Okay, let's go this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you very much. We call this the Napoli Riserva. This is where all my good wines are. Plus downstairs. Oh, you should go downstairs.
Okay.
Go downstairs.
I would love to do that.
Absolutely.
Well, every good restaurant always have a basement and a cellar, right? As strange as it sounds, wandering around in the underbelly of a restaurant is something that I always look forward to. I've been going to restaurants all my life and always has a basement where you're going to have chance encounters with whoever. This is part of the romance of having a restaurant. When you find the tomatoes treated as well as the wine, it's usually a sign the meal's gonna be a good one. So for an Italian, tomatoes are just as valuable as the wine.
Exactly.
So it has to be treated like the good wine.
Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna go to Napoli too?
Yeah.
Are we ready to go?
Yep. Café Napoli isn't a lonesome dove. In fact, there are 3 Café Napolis. Scene 2, the other restaurants. A quick trip in the car gets us to Napoli 2.
Here we go, Napoli.
Napoli too. I think we're parked right in the front. What the heck?
You didn't do too bad for an orphan.
I know.
Right?
Not bad, eh?
No.
Only in America.
Only in America,
Only
that's
in America.
right.
So there you go.
So, if you and I would have been in Naples right now, that's what we would be doing. We'd be sitting outside and having an espresso.
With a little spritz of water.
Yeah, and maybe
San Pellegrino.
It'd be perfect. Looking at all the beautiful Italian women.
So in Italy, that's what we do, you know. Every 15, 20 minutes, they stop at a bar and they have espresso. Now you wonder why Italian people are so nervous. Talk with their hands.
Yeah.
Espresso helps you out.
I want to be an Italian.
You are Italian.
No, I mean, I love pasta.
I know you do.
And I mean, I would fit right in.
You know, when I grew up in an orphanage, that's all we could eat was pasta, and I was always hungry. I had to eat fast, because if you didn't eat fast, there was big boys that come over and take your plate.
Huh.
So
Wow.
I eat fast.
Yeah.
Up to this day, I eat fast. Italian food to me is the best food in the world. There's no substitution. No substitution. Thank you, John. It's incredible. Look,
Yeah.
he knows what I like. Look at that. I'm gonna make sure it's 4 o'clock. So you serve at 4 o'clock. Remember, always at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, because if you go like this, then you gotta go like this, and then it spills, right?
Yeah.
So I teach my people, always serve the customers at 4 o'clock. Think about it.
Yeah.
See those little things?
It's the little things. That's what makes the difference.
Salute.
Salute.
Alla salute, a 100 anni.
What does that mean?
100 years.
100 years.
Italian espresso with an American accent. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And that's lovely tree right there.
This is totally different.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful space, yeah.
Beautiful space, and people love it. Oh boy, it's lasagna. Oh boy.
Boy. Pulling off different menus can be very tough, but handmade pasta is hard to argue with.
Every region makes a pasta, the food different in Italy,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
Okay? So Naples does different than Florence. Florence does different than Milano. It's different. Everybody does their own thing. I love pasta. Oh,
Me too.
oh look at that. Oh, that's delicious. You gotta have a bite, because you know.
Well, we're gonna have to have
But
a
you have to have a bite, otherwise, you know, what's the point? This is kind of lightly breaded. It's stuffed with prosciutto. Then we'll put the fontinella, the saltimbocca wine sauce. Oh, with some vino, bello. Little vino. I can eat a wine, red wine.
That is great.
Very seldom that, you know, I meet a guy like you, and we have everything in common, you know?
I'm acutely aware how busy things is gonna get around here, so I'm about to make my exit. But before I can get out the door, plot twist, Tony has insisted to take me to dinner to his house now. Scene 3, dinner at Tony's house, 7:30 sharp. Nestled in a nice, comfortable neighborhood, Tony's house feels like it's designed for entertaining. But what else would you expect?
For sure. You got a Sub-Zero in the living room.
I know, who walks in and you're like, oh my God, there's a bar in the living room.
Tony has invited his family to join us for the evening, including his sons Andy and Kai, who runs the other locations.
I pretty much let them do what they want to do, because I think they've earned my respect, and they're good with employees, so it makes me feel good about it. You know, I'm very proud of them. I really am. So,
Yeah, it was hard growing up sometimes because like the baseball games he couldn't come to. He wouldn't be at any of the events, you know, and for the holidays the family would be over, and like the eves of the holidays, Christmas Eve, like that, you know, and I get it now, but he kind of did that sacrifice so we don't have to be as much, so I can kind of watch my kids grow up a little bit more now, because he made that sacrifice for us, which was really cool.
In the midst of laughter and conversation, I almost feel like a part of the family. In my experience, Italian families tend to have that effect on guests.
This is the Wall of Fame.
well, professional athletes, actors, coaches, Don King, yeah.
Wow.
John
Madden,
Danica Patrick,
Yeah.
Tony Bennett, Barry Manilow.
Bob Gibson, my boy. Full holes right there.
McGuire.
Oh, look. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's have some fun now.
Something that I should already have known seems obvious to me now. It's not Café Napoli's landmark location. It's not the handmade pasta. The magic feeling that I've always gotten when I eat at Napoli doesn't come from a place. I realize now it's the hospitality that Tony has cultivated.
We've been at it all day, and I just had such a great time. What is it you say in Italian?
Cibo e amore.
Cibo e amore.
Salute.
Thank you very much.
I've always had an immense amount of respect for Tony's food, but his candidness and good nature with me today, and hearing his backstory firsthand, has given me more respect for what he's done here. It's really like something from a movie script. Scene 4, the conclusion. The final act of any good movie should tie up loose ends, sum up the whole story, and leave the viewer with something to reflect on later. For me, the tableside sabayon at Café Napoli has always been a high note to my visit. It's one part culinary exhibition mixed with the skills and performance of a circus act.
A lot of people don't know what sabayon is.
Sabayon is like an Italian custard, okay? And it's made by egg yolk, okay, marsala, and Bristol cream. And it's a consistent beating, okay? It comes nice and fluffy, and it goes on top of the ice cream.
Yeah.
As I'm going to show you right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to...
Egg yolk.
Okay. I want to take all the fat out, you see?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
All right, put them in there. There you go. Okay, there you go.
I love this. This is such a great dessert.
There you go, bingo. Okay, now I'm done with that, okay? Now I'm going to turn to the fire. Now, remember, I got to very low because I don't want to serve you scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of marsala.
Tony has done this thousands of times.
Now, how many times do you think you do this in a night? A lot.
Well, let me tell you something, Lasse. When I first opened Napoli in 1989, I used to do this in the dining room. Okay, nobody ordered. Nobody ordered, but I knew as soon as I started making, everybody's going to ask, what the heck is Tony doing there? And if I did that, everybody wanted to know, and they wanted to taste it.
It's probably hardwired into his motor skills, but the energy he still brings to the performance is what brings it to life.
They wanted to know what I was making.
Yeah.
They said, oh, Zabayon, I wanted some, I wanted some. And pretty soon I was working all night long.
Yeah.
It's a consistent, see? You got your spoon? Yes, you do. There you go. See the color is changing?
Yeah.
Look how beautiful, look at that.
It's like hollandaise, but dessert.
Exactly, yeah, you got it. All right, just a little taste.
The sabayon isn't vital to the meal, and Tony, he's reached a level of success that doesn't require him to do anything extra at all. But still, here he is.
Now we have people that come and for the anniversary or birthday, and they ask me to do this.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
Yes.
Done. When I'm making, I want everybody around. Because it's got to look like a show.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
what everybody feels important. Think about it, okay? So when I'm making zabayon, I got most of the staff all the way around me, and the people sit over there, they look everybody, looking at them. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I do this, see?
Now that's hospitality.
Oh, wow.
When you take time to boil it down to its essence,
Come on.
isn't hospitality really just love?
Bada bing. There you go.
I love
Now
it.
we can enjoy it.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, one more salute.
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 This is a ode to my friend Tony.
Linguini alla vongole.
Guine.
As we learned from Tony, linguini. One linguini. This is linguine. To the mare really means whatever you have in the house of seafood. Pick up to the mare times 4, please. Cibo e amore.
Let's see, mate.